All right, I need to press space here. I need to press space because we need to start the next section for it to autosave. So let's do that. And in theory, that should now have given us... Yeah, I'm not sure how the save system is working, unfortunately. So I guess I carry on until I find a save point and just edit the video.
Who was writing this poem? Me? No.
I'm not a poet. The writer of the first word, not the writer of the last. With the terror of the light and the shadows cast. The third eye now open to project the night. This is the moment to write. This is the ritual to lead you on. Your friends will meet him when you are gone. Who's he? Again, is it Scratch? Or is there more to it? Game saved. There we go. So that should be... Yeah, I'm really confused as to how the save system is lining things up.
Stepping to the murder site, I'd felt it hanging in the air. A meaning. The violent emotion of the act. Like a cloud of wrath. The dead eyes of the victim staring at something you couldn't see. And yet, making you aware of it. Something had soaked into this place on a molecular level. Overlapping with your meaningless existence. Regression to something you had managed to forget. Marking you. Taking you for a ride. Making you crazier.
Then I already am. Not possible. That's impossible. Yeah, I really like those overlay scenes. I think they add quite a lot to the storytelling. They're too much for some people, and I get that. Is this back out into... Word of gun found. Oh, this has taken us out somewhere else. A different location. Ooh, the frame rate has tanked. It's back.
The station had changed. I was closer now.
I'm a writer. I write. Writing is the key. Art is the key to find my way out of the dark place. I can't forget this. Don't you fucking forget this. I'm in the dark place. I'm outside time and space. Outside reality. But this is real. A nightmare dimension. An ocean of darkness. Remember, its dark energy can make art come true. Make dreams and nightmares come true. Yes, I can use this. I need to use this. Hungry, monstrous things out there, plotting to stop me, to devour me, become me. Oh no.
Yeah, the question of how much is done by Alan and how much is done by Scratch. Right, this is the same subway station, isn't it? Yeah, back out.
Parliament Tower. Our home in New York. Was I really this close to being home?
No.
Going up to our apartment? Would I be home?
No.
Or was this just an echo of the real thing?
Oh,
Even though the
Alan.
murder site had brought me one step closer to escape.
This has got a definite kind of FBC feel to it, hasn't it? You know, the actual building from Control. Somebody's...
The payphone at the edge of the plaza was ringing again.
Is it Tim on the phone?
Hey, Alan. Thank God it picked up. I thought I lost you again.
Who are you? Why are you helping me?
Did you go deeper? To the overlap?
Are you talking about the murder site? Yeah, I did. I...
That's fantastic, Alan. We're closer to getting out. We're making progress.
Is it Tom?
We would be if you would answer my
Is it
damn
Thomas
questions.
Last time we spoke, you were pretty worried about Alice. Did you ever check Parliament Tower? To make sure she really got out of the dark place?
Well, of course she got out. That's why I'm here. That's the whole goddamn point.
But we don't
Very careful, Alan.
know, do we?
Dark presence is stealing from you. It can already manifest as your double. Scratch will come.
Wait, hello?
The fact that it's cut off with scratches. Are we going to have to properly deal with Scratch then in this? Because I guess we didn't in American Nightmare.
Writer. Maybe he was a victim. The cult, using his words. Or maybe he was the monster behind it all. Either way.
Two sides to the same
Alice
coin.
Wake, his ex, she knew things. It was there in her art for all to see.
Because Alice was a
For
photographer.
help. The darkness she'd witnessed. And that put her in danger.
Was Alice here? In the story?
That would be very meta again. Cursed elevator time. As soon as I find a save point, I'm going to have to go and take a break because my head is really hurting. Haunting. Initiation 3.
Alice's photo equipment. Set to go off when the door opens.
So this is their apartments. My memory is foggy and hazy. But isn't there a photo in... Is it Alan Wake or is it American Nightmare? Where Alan is caught surprised by something. And is this what this is referring to? The coming out of the elevator and the surprise? Oh.
Get out! Leave me alone!
Alice! Alice! Alice. This is a photo of Scratch. How did Alice get this? Is he stalking her?
Didn't he pretend to be Alan for a good chunk of time? Again, another... Because I don't have my... Isn't that one of the symbols from Control?
This is the door to my study, where I wrote my books. This symbol wasn't here before.
This is a nice apartment, but to be fair, Alan's kind of rich. These books are all identical. Again, with full-on ray tracing and stuff, you know, you could probably look out the windows and it looks amazing and so on and so forth. I don't,
Alice's video camera. No memory card inside.
Locate the memory card. Typewriter. Video art, dock on screens, mult. Focal point of the dark place. Huh. Part 1. In case you couldn't read that at all, Part 1.
Alice's memory card.
I've got some of those markers. They're almost identical to the ones that I use at work. Blink.
When I was younger,
They've got the actual actress.
photography was
Is this the
everything to
same?
me. I moved to New York thinking I'd make it as an artist.
Obviously, she's
Never
10 plus years
that.
older.
We had a good thing. We were both dedicated by our creative ambitions. The only difference was that Alan's work made money.
Hmm.
He brought me work when he could. I took his promo shots, created covers for his books.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure he forced his publisher into it. I was taking photos, just not my photos.
Hmm.
And that gnawed at me. Things got complicated sometimes, but that's life, right? We loved each other.
Past tense.
Then Alan hit a block.
Mm-hmm. The inspiration for heading to
Brought
Bright
out a meaner
Falls.
side of him,
The drink.
one I didn't like. I set up a trip to see a doctor in Washington. I didn't tell him until we got there.
Mm-hmm. We weren't happy about that.
Argued. Things went wrong,
Alan stormed out. You got kidnapped by the Dark Presence and thrust into the lake.
and he was just gone. Drowned, allegedly.
Does she have no memory of that
It's easy for people to think it was my fault.
in between time? I guess why would she?
Too, sometimes. About 6 years ago,
Scratching
I started
noises.
hearing noises in the night. Typewriter keys clacking. Voices. Alan was back. Haunting me.
The light blinking behind her. Is it a message?
Then it got violent. It was Alan. And yet, it was a monster.
Yeah.
He always did have anger in him.
A lot of horror writers do, apparently. Thriller writers.
I set up cameras around the apartment with motion sensors and flashes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when the monster comes, I turn it into art.
Hmm.
My nightmares caught on film. And this is the focus of my new exhibition. To show people the world is so much darker than they ever knew.
Uh-huh.
I'm calling this exhibit the Dark Place.
Ah. That light. That light behind her.
Alice. Scratch was terrorizing her. Why?
Oh, that was a cool transition.
I sat in the writer's room and wrote a story. Initiation. To project myself through the dark place, to look for a way out. The story had brought me here, brought me nowhere. Looped me back. I was writing the story. And in the story, I now stepped into the writer's room. But there was no one here writing.
Oh. Oh. So that moves what we saw at the start, but with light on his head. Well, I mean, that was only an extra, what, 10, 15 minutes? I don't think I've necessarily got anything extra to add to that. That was messed up. One of the things that I never particularly liked about Alan Wake, and to an extent what I saw of the remaster, is how weird the character models looked. Yeah, there's something very 10 plus years, 15 plus years ago in some ways about the models, the polygon counts, and so on and so forth. Obviously now we've got such kind of high fidelity character models that they look, you know, very realistic, but there was something very odd about especially Alice's old model, and even what little I've seen of the remaster of Alan Wake. There's just something very, it's not Uncanny Valley or anything like that about it. It just looks really kind of low polygon. So I can kind of understand why they've just chosen to use the actress. I'm assuming that is the actress that they used for Alice originally, but I must confess I don't know. Obviously she looks different because it's 13 years later. Either way, you know, the whole Scratch thing, as I think I said earlier, I can't divorce my already excellent knowledge of the plot of the first game and the kind of DLC follow-up to it from this. So I do not know how well this is working for anybody who hasn't played Alan Wake or American Nightmare. I don't think American Nightmare did very well, so I'm kind of not surprised that they're doing a bit more explanation of Scratch in this. Because I don't think American Nightmare too many people played, and it was much more combat focused than story focused. It still had story, but it was kind of an offshoot rather than any kind of real story based sequel. I'm assuming we're going to go back to Saga now. Anyway, that section was really short, so if I have to, I will, go through it again and start recording from the next bit. But I am going to have to go and take a break because we're up to 2 hours 40 minutes of recording now, and I've got headphone headache, as I tend to get when I'm playing horror games in a room with bright lights for camera, but no actual light and just headphone audio. But this is great. This is really, really good. It's an atmospheric game, it is a tense game, and most importantly, it is a game with interesting writing. Deliberately pulp writing. This is writing that is like this by choice. There's some very purple prose in here by choice, because that is how pulp crime works. Does it have to do that? No. It is a lot of crime writing and thriller writing, very different to this. Yes, I'm trying not to make a sweeping generalization about every story in the genre, but pulp crime novels, almost the kind of noir style stuff, has this overwritten Max Payne style to it that people like and that people really get on board with, and I'm one of those people. So this, to me, is exactly what I was hoping for. And that makes me all warm and fuzzy inside. Yes. Next time, more. Until then, I hope you've enjoyed. If you have, do leave a like down below. Comment, are you enjoying this? Is the camera helping your enjoyment? Or is my face just terrorizing you more than the Dark Presence ever could? Cheerio. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not click the like button and consider subscribing. Remember, you can ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, cheerio.